So pit, oh yeah, yins are crazy.
Hello, everyone. I am Taylor, and this is Lexi, and we are two out of the three members of Yinzeritas. Sadly, Jane couldn't join us this week, but we can't wait to have her back, and we can't wait even more to talk to our guests this week, Alex and Sam Highsmith. We are thrilled to be talking with them, especially since they are Pittsburgh's favorite father son duo. And it's a very timely episode. I mean, I don't know how you feel, Lexi, but it's super exciting to see that we just signed Melvin Ingram and that we kind of get to see what a veteran player can bring to that portion of the team.
Yeah, I'm super excited to hear his thoughts on this because it just amplifies our defense so much more, even though I don't think they're really competing against each other. I think we're just really all working together to make everyone better. And I'm really excited to hear what he's been doing and hear his thoughts because I've been keeping track of ESPN power rankings. Steeler defense is not in the top 5 of the NFL power rankings. I do not know how. So and it's actually probably better. Like, stay under the radar, stay real, like don't put a lot of eyes on you, and then we'll just explode.
Yeah, I'm with you. I know The Atlantic and a couple other places are calling Alex in particular a breakout player this year based on his rookie season being so huge. I mean, obviously, an interception against Lamar is a major accomplishment and contributing all of his sacks and everything, and then leading into taking over for Bud Dupree at the end there. He just has so much that he can contribute to the team, and the defense in general just has so much more that they can show us this year. So I think you're right. It's going to be really exciting to see what's happening and kind of be the underdogs for once.
Yeah, his interception against the Ravens was the actual pinpoint of the game where it went our way. And I'm super excited that was him. I'm really excited to also talk to his dad, which is the first time we've had a parent of an athlete on here. So that's going to be interesting, but I hear he's a really nice guy. So let's just get into it.
Yeah, Steelers Twitter. You'll be very happy to see where we're going. Thanks again for coming on. We are super excited to have you guys here. Just to get us started, we'll keep it light. Obviously, Alex, you had a really impressive first year, and we know you had some really standout moments, breakouts like your interception and all of your sacks and everything, which then led to obviously kind of taking the lead and getting to be in the reins for that end of the season. So could you maybe just tell us a little bit about those exciting experiences and how it felt to adjust in the later games, basically?
Yeah, it was awesome. I still tell people to this day, I never thought I would have got my first interception before my first sack because that was like my first interception since I probably Pop Warner. I never would have thought that would happen, but that was an amazing moment. And just really at that game, my dad was at both those first, my dad was at the first interception with the Ravens game, and he was at the first sack at the Cowboys game. And so it was just awesome for them to be there. Him and my mom were at the first sack game, and my uncle at the Ravens game. And so it was just, a fun year. And so, I'm excited, to be able to produce even more this year and just make even more splash plays. And so I'm just going to go out there and just be the best that I can.
Yeah, that's great.
And speaking of this year, like, news is still kind of fresh, but how do you feel about working with a player like Melvin Ingram coming on the team, veteran linebacker? What are your thoughts on that? Cool.
It's going to be great, bringing, a guy, a Pro Bowl caliber, outside linebacker DN like him, it's going to be awesome. I think, everyone that we have up front right now, it's going to be we're going to be a problem. It's going to be a scary sight. I feel like, all of us together, I'm excited for that, and found out, through social media that, Melvin, he has it in his bio. He's from the 910, and I'm from the 910 as well. So we're both from North Carolina. So that's going to be cool. When I finally get to meet him tomorrow. So I'm excited for, he's coach. They brought in a great guy, and guy's gonna help us be able to get at the quarterback like we do. So I'm excited for it.
Awesome. Speaking of quarterback, is there any team or game or specific matchup that kind of stands out to you that you are looking forward to?
I'm always looking forward to the AFC North games, the Bengals, the Ravens, the Browns. Definitely looking forward to that. Looking forward to every game. The Bills game, is going to be awesome, going back to there. to their stadium. You know, playing them and their fans is going to be an awesome game. You know, the Chiefs game later in the year, another primetime game. So I'm excited for it all. You know, I'm excited for every matchup. You know, but I always like to those AFC North matchups. You know, are weighted a little differently. So
Yeah, it gives me the most
Yeah.
heart palpitations for sure.
Yes.
I always like those the best.
Those
Now,
rivalry
now,
greats.
Mr. H, do you go to all the games, or you just pick and choose?
Well, last year we were limited, obviously.
Yeah.
We went to go to a few more. We went to, I think, 9, or maybe it was, I think it's 8 of them. I'm pretty sure it was one over half of the games.
That's
Me
a
and my
decent
wife
amount.
went to most together, and there were a couple. I went with other family members too. I went with my daughter to one game, my brother-in-law to one. The Ravens game, that was my brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
The Jacksonville game, I went down with my cousins because his brother lived in Jacksonville, so that was a nice little trip.
Mm-hmm.
But we're planning to get to more. We'll have to take a little bit of a break so I don't wear myself out, my wife. So, yeah, we'll get to most of them. How about that?
You're gonna have to come and experience like a full-blown, like full stadium Steeler game because it is unlike anything else.
We're so excited for it. We never experienced it.
I'm so excited just to like finally hear Renegade and like people go nuts and not just like crickets and like an empty stadium.
Yeah, it seemed loud. It seemed loud with just that it was still kind of loud, with the only 5,000. So I can't wait to hear 65,000.
Me too. Even though I really don't go to any games past Halloween because I'm a baby in the cold. So I'm like, if I have to like put hand warmers in, like I'm just gonna be on my couch. But good luck.
My mom and dad, they said I'll do a lot of them cold games. So
I'm sick. I already have my tickets booked for December and everything. I'm
you're
ready
crazy.
for the cold.
Nice.
Yeah, those cold games from last year didn't bring back great memories because they were the Washington football team game.
Oh no, that was
Bengals game at Cincinnati, and the Cleveland playoff game. So the three cold games were not very memorable at all. So
it'll be better this year.
It'll be better. It'll be better, right?
Oh yeah, 100% better. I know they will. They're being slept on, so I have a feeling we're going to show some folks. It's exciting for me, just being part of this. This past weekend at the charity softball game, actually getting to see fans and talk to people really felt like Pittsburgh, and it felt very good.
That's wonderful. And speaking back on the concept of you being so involved and obviously getting to go to games, not quite experiencing them at full, but we've talked about how intense the rivalries are with the AFC North and everything. Did you have a particular stadium that you visited where you kind of felt that electricity a little bit more?
For us, it was probably the Cowboys game. For what Alex told me, that the Browns game was pretty lively, but we let Alex's fiance's family attend that one since it was Ohio.
Her fiance and her family are Browns fans, so I'm trying to convert them.
Oh, we like to hear that.
But no, the Browns game was definitely probably the most. I mean, they did have a good amount of fans that game, so that was probably the most energetic one that I went to, just because the rivalry as well. Fans booing us as we coming in and leaving the game, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you actually did well in that game, if I remember. That was one of your better games at Cleveland.
Yeah, towards the end. Yeah.
Yeah, like feel free to just like if you just happen to bulldoze Baker Mayfield, like don't hold back. Don't like I respect all professional athletes, but I don't know, he deserves his ass kicked for for lack of a better term. I'm sorry. You might disagree, but like I'll say it.
My job is to go out there and get all the quarterbacks. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Now, speaking of getting at quarterbacks and your teammates, and you also work closely with TJ. And can you tell us a little bit about the dynamic that you two have and what's it like? He's obviously explosive. He's obviously a standout player. What's it like playing next to him?
It's awesome, and towards the end of the year last year, and those last, 5 games that I started, I felt like our chemistry continued to build every game. So that's what I'm excited for this year, to be able to, to communicate with him, just to talk, just pass rush about him, even more than last year is going to be awesome. So I can already feel, even just as many came, I can already feel the chemistry building even more just by the way we talk and communicate with each other. And so, I'm excited for, I'm excited just to play with him, and Cam and Sue and Tyson, Melvin, the rest of the guys. And so it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a big year for us. And so I'm just ready to get them all.
Yeah. And leading up to training camp, I know that you've been extremely busy, but I find it so impressive that you made time to actually go back and do some things in your hometown. I saw that you actually got to work on hosting a youth football camp. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was awesome. Me and my dad and my cousin Ronnie, we just started our foundation, the Alex Highsmith Family Foundation. And so this was kind of the first big event for it. Everything we do, is really centered around the youth, because that's my biggest passion is the next generation and just investing in the youth. And so this was the first event that we did, and it was a great turnout. We did it on kind of a short notice, but it ended up being great. We had about, the first group was 1st to 5th grade, had about 170 kids at that one. And then second group was 6th to 8th and had about 160, 170 at that one. So it was a really good turnout. Just the best part about it was just seeing the smiles on the kids' faces, and it's just humbling and very honored, to know that I'm a role model for them. There's someone that I can look up to, because I remember when I was once in their shoes, and I remember, looking up to guys in the NFL. And so, I just hope that I can just continue to be a inspiration to them and just a role model, to show them, that where hard work can get them in life.
That's
But
great.
it was an amazing day. Had a lot of help, a lot of great sponsors, and, definitely couldn't have done it, without my dad for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure that you both made a huge impact on all of them. And we just commend you so much for giving back to the community and doing all of that.
Yeah, it was an amazing day. I know my dad can say the same.
Yeah, it was, like he said, kind of on short. Got it together on quick notice because we had a delay getting the field approved because of the county and school system was a little bit late with their rentals to the public. But once we got that rolling, it went pretty well. I mean, through pretty much social media and word of mouth is how we got our attendees. We had over 400 register. They ended up, like he said, probably 230 or so was what we had, and it was amazing. It was hot, and one of the things he didn't mention, most of the coaches were his former teammates from Charlotte. So
Really?
That's cool.
were there. Larry Ogunjobi was with the Bengals. He was with the Browns. He's with the Bengals now. Was there. Oh gosh, help me out, Alex.
Vinny LeMay with the Colts.
Yep.
A few other guys. Austin Duke used to be with the Panthers. A few other guys from college, but it was awesome, and I really appreciate them for coming and taking their time out to help.
That's
so,
wonderful.
It was cool too, because a lot of them hadn't been to Wilmington before, and so the night before we went on and played some beach volleyball. And then we got a really good dinner on Saturday night. Took them to a nice seafood place, because down by the beach you got to get that fresh.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, it was a good night after that. Then a couple of guys came over to watch the UFC fights later that night as well. So it was a really fun day.
That's awesome. Like, how would you describe being a little peewee footballer to now in the NFL, and not the easiest road? There was no red carpet laid out for you. I want your experience, and then I want to hear Dad's experience too, because that's overwhelming and emotional for a parent, driving you to every game, providing the equipment, shelling out the money, and then seeing it all pay off. I want to hear both sides.
Yeah. I mean, I can go first. I just really, attribute it to 3 things. God's grace in my life. The help of my family. My dad and my mom, my sister. All helping me. Just to believe in myself and be the best that I can be, and just my work ethic. And this is really that's what's got me to where I am today. And it's what got me through college, and because I ended up walking on my freshman year in college, and so didn't get a camp invite my freshman year. Was in the visitors locker room my freshman year. And so it just really ended up earning a scholarship, a couple years later. But I can just really attest to it, the hard work. And I can still remember, playing Pop Warner, how much fun it was, and how much fun it's just awesome, because how much fun the game still is, just to be able to play this game for a living, for my job is just, it's cool to say that, hey, I'm going to work tomorrow and I'm going to watch film and practice football. So it's definitely a blessing. So I'm just so thankful for the whole journey and all of it.
Yeah, we've been on this journey. Football started in kindergarten with flag football, and did that for a couple years, and all the years of tackle. And for me, it was more than just driving and being there. I said, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be involved. So I was an assistant coach with all the teams, and never played high school football myself. I was a basketball player and loved this. But I love sports in general. So being an educator, a teacher and a coach and an administrator up until the end, being around kids was second nature for me. So me being involved was important, and it gave me something to do besides just being there. And the families of the kids that he played with, we're still friends to this day, a lot of them. And so that's really, really great. And I will be lying if I said, yeah, we knew then, or even high school, that he'd be at this point. It's a testament to hard work, like he said, and his faith and God's grace on him. And it's just an opportunity. I mean, so many times that's what it takes, but you have to be prepared when the opportunity comes. And he was. And I was telling someone this past weekend, he never was the top flight athlete and the best athlete there. And he played baseball and football through middle school and high school, and 1 year basketball in middle and 1 year basketball in high school. But he was never the man until his senior year. And I think that kept him hungry. And I do believe what he said about the walk-on. He was a true walk-on, not one where a lot of these FBS walk-ons are guys who had scholarship offers at smaller schools. I mean, we had to recruit Charlotte. We had to send a tape in. We had an assistant who, luckily, his father was a head coach in Wilmington. So, yeah, it was a true walk-on, just basically like the person. Okay, come on out, guys, try out for the team. Obviously, it wasn't. They told him to come out and try out, but that hunger, I think, is going to drive him. I'm looking forward to seeing the growth. He's grown every year. Every year he's been involved in football, he's grown. So I don't see that.
I think this year is going to be the best one yet. I mean, it has to, because I
Got to.
feel like last year, even though it was a season, I feel like it wasn't really a season. I said that about all sports. Like, it's just like, it's such a downer of a year. So I think this year, when you have the atmosphere, you have just so much more adrenaline. I think it's just gonna take you off the charts.
It's gonna be crazy. I can't wait.
We just want to wrap up really quickly. Maybe some lighthearted, like rapid fire questions for you, Alex, just to get people to know more about you personally. Maybe not so much about football, but I will start out with one. Cool. Who was your first celebrity crush?
First celebrity crush? Very first. That's hard. Very first.
Your dad's thinking. He's like, I think I know this.
I don't. I'm not sure.
He didn't have any posters on his wall? Like, no.
Who did? I remember from my senior year, it was my senior year. As I asked, like, who was your celebrity crush my senior year? And I put Brooklyn Decker. That was celebrity crushes, I think. And I'm trying to remember who else before. I can't really remember before that. I mean, I had Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana.
So I loved Hannah Montana. Sorry, yeah, that's that. Now I would say that was it.
Oh, okay. No.
Well, next question, I guess. Would you rather climb a mountain or skydive?
I'd rather climb a mountain.
Yeah, me too.
That would be my pick too.
Ain't going. After watching, I was watching like the highlights of that Bachelor show or whatever, and so one of the girls, like, that was like one of the finalists for the show, like she hit the ground so hard. I'm surprised she didn't get a concussion or anything, but I'm just afraid the parachute wouldn't be let go. So that would be my biggest fear. I mean, it'd be fun to be adrenaline rush, but I'm still like, I don't mind heights, but I'm not a huge fan of them. Like, I love roller coasters, but I still like, still at the top is still like a little nervous. But yeah, I think I'd rather climb a mountain because my fiance's got me into hiking some more because she's done that her whole life. So I think I'd rather do that.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I hear you. Yeah, couldn't jump willingly out of a plane.
Yeah. Last one. For the rest, like, would you rather, now, if you pick one or the other, you can't have the other one ever again? Pizza or pasta?
I'd much rather have pasta. You can tell pizza goodbye. I don't go with that. Yeah.
What? Yeah. No way.
I used to I still like it, but when I couldn't give up pasta for the rest of my life. Like, I love all types. I love Alfredo, spaghetti. Like, I love it all. I'm a huge pasta guy. Like, definitely want to try and go like out to Italy. I feel like going out to Italy would be pretty cool to get some real Italian pasta sometime. But
Yeah.
I'd have to say pasta would be the one I'd rather keep.
Okay. All
I
right.
respect it. That was unexpected.
I was like, no one's
Oh,
gonna give up
yes,
pizza.
I see you probably say pizza.
I would say pizza, but that's me.
Yeah, I love pasta. Is probably one of my favorite foods behind wings and wings, shrimp and grits, sushi's up there. I just started loving sushi, so.
Oh yeah, like any seafood for me is what
That's
does it.
nice from being at the beach. Is me and my dad have always loved seafood. He likes a little more than I do. Like he likes oysters. I don't like
Oh
oysters.
yeah, give me them raw and slimy.
Yeah.
I love them. Yeah,
It's
little
cool.
spicy cocktail sauce on there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love
when
shrimp
they're
cocktail.
fresh.
I love shrimp cocktail, but I can't it's cool. Like I've been deep sea fishing a couple times, and when you actually catch the fish yourself and then cook it like the next day or the day of, it's the best tasting fish ever. It's amazing when it's fresh like that. So
Yeah.
I was supposed to go like the day before my youth camp, but the storm, the hurricane came by and the waters are still rough. And I'm actually glad it didn't happen because I've probably been too exhausted to give my full effort to that camp. So it happened for a reason. So I know I'm gonna get some fishing in next year.
Yeah, for sure. Have you been to Monterey Bay here in the city?
Where's it at?
It's on Mount Washington, Monterey Bay.
I have not. I've been to a couple places in Mount Washington. I've been to the white restaurant with the lights that look overlooks Lamont, and the other one that's right beside it.
Altius.
Yeah, Altius. Yeah, I've been to those two.
Those are two very good, but I would say like seafood, like so good, so fresh.
Monterey Bay,
and it's a really good date spot for you and your fiance. It's the highest restaurant in the whole city. It's like at the top of a apartment building. It's on the same like it's across the street from Lamont and Altius, but you take the elevator to the top floor and it's like the whole top floor and it's all windows.
Oh gosh, that's why.
And it's seafood. It's all seafood.
Yeah.
Good.
So date night spot. You're welcome.
Muddy Waters too. If you want that Cajun seafood mix, Muddy Waters is the place to go.
Okay. Yeah, I always like Cajun seafood because I love shrimp and grits. So I'm going to check that out.
Well, now I'm hungry, but thank you guys for coming on.
Of course.
Yep.
We appreciate just a small chit chat. And best of luck this season. We'll be watching.
Yeah, thank you. It was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for having us. And so I know we both really enjoyed being on here.
Yeah, thank you. I enjoy being part of Steeler Nation. It's great, and hopefully they'll keep them around for a few contracts. So
Exactly.
1 year at a time.
Exactly.
Steeler Nation loves both of you guys, though. So we are so grateful to have you on.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Have a good night.
Hey, y'all too. Thank you.
I know yins are crazy, but so am I. #1 sports site in the burg, let me show you why. The latest stories in unbeatable podcast with your favorite athletes. You know you can't pause that. Super Bowl, World Series, Stanley Cup champs. Rising stars, Berg personalities for the fans. We love our city, always Pittsburgh proud. When you're at your job or while you got your cell phones out. Breaking down the touchdown, goals and home runs. Predictions and interview, who does it like us? No one. Cheering on the Berg squads, no pom-pom. Don't know by now it's yinzercrazy.com.
So pit, oh yeah, yins are crazy. This is it right here, yins are crazy. So pit, oh yeah, yins are crazy.